I guess for context, there are three sides on this argument. We're gonna start with the easy side. That's the ones in the middle. They don't give a flying fuck because they just want a game and they don't care. Then you have one side of the fence who thinks it's completely stupid. They hate it, and they think it's unethical. And then you have the other side who is in the boat where the legal part is actually accurate, which is that it's in fair use. So what I'm talking about is fair use and React content and stuff like that. So I wanted to mention this because I saw DM making a reaction video to it, which we'll be watching. And essentially it's about Asmongold with the reaction of him doing a lot of reaction content. The reaction to reactions. There'll be a lot of reacceptions. And like my take is very simple to the topic. Like if it wasn't within fair use, his channel would be shut down by now. You can say what you want about it. There's definitely an upside to having your content be reacted to in terms of growth and whatnot. But some people don't like it. I'm not a big fan of reaction content myself, but I will say this though. I have done reaction content a couple of times, and moving forward, I would like to do more. Reason why, despite me not being a big fan of it, is very simple. Like I'm doing it right now, is because it's what people want. How long have I been live for? Let's see. I have been live for 28 minutes. Now, I very, very rarely touch upon drama topics when I'm live and whatnot. I don't like it that much. And according to my analytics, it takes me about 2 to 3, sometimes 4 hours to hit the regular average CCV on this channel. And where we are right now, I'm looking at my viewer count. I don't very, very often do that. We have twice the viewers that we would have within the first 20 minutes of a stream. So that just shows that people want this. This is what people are interested in. Is it good clickbait content? Yeah, that's another way to put it. At some point, you have to realize that content creators are kind of slave to what people want at some point. I want to stay true to myself and everything. And that's the whole topic, right? That's why React content is so popular. If people didn't want to watch it, they wouldn't watch it, and therefore it wouldn't be a thing. But it's a meta for a reason. So anyways, we're going to watch the DM's video about this because he's directly affected by this. So we're going to watch this, and I'll make my comments about it as well.
I'm going to talk about some Asmongold drama because I believe I'm in a somewhat unique situation to be very relevant for this talking point. I have experienced what this gentleman in question is referencing, and I'm going to do the following things in this video. Number one is I'm going to explain what exactly the drama is or the conversation that is being had. Number two is I'll explain why I'm relevant in this conversation and can have an informed opinion about this. Number three is I'm just going to tell you what my take is, and then I'm just going to end the video. It's going to be a short and sweet one today. I just want to get my point across, at least my opinion on the situation. So first of all, what exactly is going on? This is a tweet that was first made.
So before we wait for him, I'm going to change my scene real quick. So this is the tweet I saw what this is about. I do want to point out that this started with the fact that Asmongold basically went out and said that art doesn't really require talent or any, in short words, like it would not require talent, and people write bad to it. And it's been like on and off going back and forth there. That's basically the gist of it.
Made aware of by Legendary Drops. Highly recommend checking out this video on the conversation if you would like to see that, or following him on Twitter. Now, if you look at this here, Asmongold pumps out up to 5 videos a day, with the better half of them being completely unedited re-uploads of other people's videos with him in the corner shaking his head. What makes you think he would have any respect for artists ever? Now, Asmongold is currently in a little bit of a drama related to his take on some artists. So this gentleman's argument effectively is he doesn't even respect YouTube artists. So how can we expect him to respect development artists? He can't even respect YouTubers. He steals their content. That's sort of the vibe that is going on here from this tweet. Now, as to why I'm relevant in all this at all, if you look at this, this was an interesting post. It was done 4 months ago that actually showed that Asmongold's videos, the third most of the videos he ever posted on his main channel here, was actually about Diablo 4. And if you actually go look and type in @DMDiablo4, which is my tag, you will...
So before he does this, like, this is rather interesting because, I mean, some people will say that, hey, we're in a position where he's stealing content, but he's not. It's all within fair use. And the other argument is, oh, but the people that don't want to have the reaction, like Asmongold have gone out himself has said, and if you don't want me to react you to react to my if you don't want me to react to your content, tell me, and that's it. The videos had a sync. Let me fix that. And that's just the case. If I sent Asmongold a message saying, hey, I don't want you to react to my content, he just wouldn't. And that's it. That's it. End of story. The other side of the argument is that you get reacted by someone as big as 2.37 million views or subscribers even would help your channel grow and get exposure. That actually helps both make money and get exposure and all of that things. I mean, I don't know. I think that from a content creator perspective, I would be honored to have someone as big as Asmongold, for example, to react to my content. I think that would be very beneficial. No one will ever tell him not to do because he's 10 times your viewers. There are several people who has reached out to Asmongold saying, hey, I don't want you to react to my content. And he's no longer reacting to those people. So what you're saying is not true. You're saying no one will ever tell him. But there are people who have done it. People that I know that have told him. And he's no longer reacting to those individuals.
Will very quickly find that he has reacted to a significant number of my videos. Most of my larger videos have been reacted to by Asmongold. In fact, there was even one of these in which that made trending. I think I had like number 40 on trending. Very proud. First time ever on YouTube gaming trending. He made a reaction to the same video, and I think he got like number 8 or something like that. He made a higher trending with the same video at the same time. So I do believe I am somewhat uniquely positioned to have been affected by reactions and to have an informed opinion on this matter from somebody that is the target of these reactions. The first point I want to make here is any respect for any artist ever. Effectively, this gentleman is speaking for me, saying that Asmongold is not respecting me. Well, as somebody who is being reacted to, who has felt what happens when you get reacted to, has seen takes of people agreeing and disagreeing with me, and has read the chat in which people have both left compliments that like me from watching his reactions, as well as insults from people that didn't like me from his own chat as well. I can tell you, I've never felt disrespected. And I know that it would immediately, I could send him a message and he would stop reacting to me if I so choose to. I have no problem.
That's exactly what I was talking about with the news there. I'm reading chat at the same time. You're saying there was a Guild Wars 2 content creator Aspen reacted to. After that, he had people coming to his stream, making fun of him for a few months before he quit streaming. You definitely don't want Aspen to react to your stuff. Now, I think that it's definitely Nuance, which is brought up as well, Sinessa saying, but if you look at XQC as a comparison, his reaction led to almost 0 converted viewers of the original content in question, so it's Nuance. Now, I agree with that. I think that there's always different takes on this and different sides of the pool of people belong to when it comes to this specific topic. My take is very simple. If you are streaming, you should do so as a hobby thing. There are very, very few, a very select few percent of the entire world of content creators that is doing this for a living, and even fewer of those are actually doing it full time for a living, if you will. So we're in a position where those kind of people need to understand the same thing that I've understood after doing this for almost a decade. And I'm a person who suffers from manic depression. I have mental health issues, which I'm very open about and very transparent about. It's something that we have to learn to manage as a content creator. It's just get some fucking skin on your nose. You just got to manage to deal with those things. I've had some really bad things happen when I've been on a low with my mental state, and that's really rough to manage. It's just part of being a content creator. We're displaying our entire lives on screen. This is our lives. We full-time streamers, we live in this world. We just have to handle that. And yes, people are fucking vile. It's disgusting. And yes, that one negative comment weighs more than 50 positive comments. It's rough sometimes. It's really rough. It's just the industry. And if you can't handle it, and if you're something that is so bad that a reaction video that gives you so much, that gives you extra traffic to your stream, as you were talking about, Kindai. I'm not trash talking this person. I don't know what that was about or who he is or she. I have no idea. I just want to point that out. All I'm saying is that if that person is a full-time streamer and that person quit streaming after getting extra exposure from someone's reaction, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, how am I can't defend that. I just feel like if that person, you said he, so if he then quits, maybe this industry wasn't for him. I mean, I've been under blast for the past decade a couple of times. We're not perfect. We're human. We just gotta live through it and do our thing. But if you can't take some heat, then it's fine. You gotta keep in mind that even though he was taking some heat, he could have managed that in another way, right? Either way, he still got more viewers from doing so. That's the exposure you got to turn into a positive, right? Either way, he can ask Asmongold, say, "Hey, I don't want you to direct my content." He won't. We're not free or out of scrutiny and shit like that. It's just gonna happen. It doesn't matter if I do something bad. People will make a content out of it and say, "Hey, guys, you did something bad." Sure. It's not like I can tell them to remove it and say, "Hey, I don't want that," because it makes me look bad. That's not going to happen.
Problems with him reacting to me. In fact, I have no problems with anybody who chooses to react to me. Now, you might say that this is a personal decision of mine. Yes, it is. Some people have, in fact, reached out to him. I know for a fact, I'm not going to name names, but I've told him, I don't want you reacting to me. And those people are no longer reacted to.
DM
it's
knows
pretty
people
much
as
that
well.
simple. So, in my opinion, I would disagree with this gentleman's opinion, saying that Asmongold has zero respect for the people that he is reacting to. I have factually experienced the opposite. In fact, I went through a hard time at one point. I reached out to him for some advice, and he gave me a good amount of significant advice for the situation that I was going through. So no, I disagree. I felt respected by the person who was reacting to me. That would be the first point. Also, in terms of fair use, he's well within his right. This is not something that is debatable. You can do this on YouTube. In fact, YouTube has a policy of 3 copyright strikes, your channel would be closed down. If Asmongold was going out there and effectively stealing content from people, you could just copyright strike him. His channel would be closed down with how many people have been reacting.
I said that
if there
as well,
were
yes.
actually that many people who were angry that he was being reacted to, he wouldn't have a channel anymore. Now, you might say, well, I believe it is unethical that he does reactions, in which my response to that would be, you're welcome to your opinion. And that is what that is. That is an opinion. But in my opinion, as someone who's actually being received of these reactions, I have benefited from these reactions. You can't have it both ways. You can't tell me that I am being disrespected, abused, and stolen from, but then in the same breath say something like, well, of course you're going to defend him. You're benefiting from his reactions. Well, which one is it? Is he helping people or is he not helping people? Because these are the responses I have seen, and they factually do not make logical sense. I believe what is actually going on is there are people that do not like reaction meta on YouTube. And I think that's a fair argument to make. However,
I don't like the React meta. I really don't like it. It feels cheap. It's almost no work behind it. And that's how it feels. But here's the thing. It wouldn't be the meta if that's not what the consumers wanted, because then the consumers wouldn't be watching it. And since the consumers are watching it, the audience is actually looking for React meta content. We content creators have to adapt. Why do you think I'm doing this? Why do you think I am doing this right now, talking about this? Because this is what people want to watch and want to listen to. Do I like it? No. I got bills to pay. I don't mind talking about these things. I'm very transparent and open about everything I do on stream. This is my life. This is what you guys want? Sure, I can sit down and talk. I don't mind that. I think it's fun to talk. Man, I'm a streamer. I'm a self-loving, narcissistic piece of shit like every other streamer. We're so narcissistic. It just comes with the occupational hazard. It's just what it is. Absolutely, I love talking. I love hearing the sound of my own voice. It's the only voice I hear when I'm streaming to you guys. I just read your chat. I can sit here and talk for hours, days, weeks. Don't worry about it. I got you. This is what you want. I'll provide it.
Counter to this is, if that is the case, why is Asmongold the target of this conversation? He's the last person that will be removed in terms of ethicalness when it comes to reaction. I have never seen him fail to source where his material comes from. And more times than not, let's be honest, he's going to stretch a 20-minute video to a 2-hour video because it makes for more ad revenue. I don't think it's a fair assessment to pick Asmongold out as the reactor in question that needs to be targeted when he is the most blatant user of reactions in what I would consider a correct method. There are a lot of people doing what this gentleman actually says he is doing, which is just shaking their head in a corner, but Asmongold is not one of it. If he reacts to this video, I would benefit from that. Blatantly, I would. And if he drags it out to 45 minutes from a 5-minute video, he would benefit from that. Blatantly, he would. Do I feel disrespected if either of those things happen? No. However, do I feel annoyed that somebody else is speaking for me? Yes. So in my opinion, look, if you have a problem with reactions on YouTube, that's a fair point. But if you have a problem with Asmongold's reactions on YouTube, you just don't like Asmongold for other reasons. So you can not like people all you want, or you can not like the reaction meta, but when you mix like, hey, the reaction meta is cancer, and Asmongold is the perfect example of it, that's when you start to get wrong. He's about the best version of reactions that I have seen on the YouTube. There's other people that will edit out and only show parts of it. Riker has done reactions, for instance, in which he will only show parts of the video, and that's his way of contributing. Asmongold's way of contributing is being large enough that his influence actually matters. The way he also contributes is by taking a 10-minute video and turning it into, 5.5 hours for the people on his live stream. That's how he does it.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with that personally, as someone who's been significantly impacted by it.
That's the video from DM, by the way. Let me link it in the chat for you boys. Here we go. DM's video, and this DM is also the person I am co-hosting the Tavern Talk podcast with, so make sure you give him a subscription and follow him on Twitch as well. But yeah, I mean, something Dreven was saying, he said, let's be honest, there are 250 people watching right now, and I guarantee you really don't give a fuck about this drama, but we're watching you watch a video about someone else, the content machine. I'm going to be honest, I have Asmongold in my title that attracts people watching. Normally, it would take me, to get 250 viewers, would take me a little over an hour to reach when I went live. I've been live for 44 minutes. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Because I'm going into this exact topic of talking about what people want. This is what people want to watch. This is what you guys are looking for. That's why you clicked the title. That's why you clicked into this stream, to hear me talk about these things and know what's the drama. That's just one part of it. The other part is drama itself. I normally stay away from these things. I wanted to talk about this real brief. We're going to move on from this, and I'm going to remove it from my title as well, for that matter. When you go through the other stuff I want to do with the stream today. All I'm saying is that this is what people want to click on. Does it make people feel happy? Is this the kind of content you guys want to consume? The word drama showed up in the title, and suddenly you have twice the amount of people that want to go in and watch it. That's the part I dislike. I think it's disgusting. But it's like, that's just the way it is. It's what the majority of people in this industry that are consuming the content creators' content is actually looking for. Anyways, so why I wanted to talk about this specifically is because I've been considering to do a little bit more of some reaction content here and there, and I'm not a big fan of it. I don't mind it. I think it's fun to talk about these different topics and have some discussions going on and on. I think that's fun. The part I don't like is the reaction content pushing of it. That's the part I dislike personally, but it's what people want, so I'll do it. It's just very simple. That's just the way it is. Anyways, I'm gonna move on from this topic. The TLDR is basically there's two sides or two topics of this drama, to be honest. The first part is that Asmongold made a statement about artists and their artwork, and then the other spawned drama from that is the reaction content. Now, the reaction content part of it is the one that affects me as a streamer, or something that I'm more read up in to, what's the word? And affected by, if you will. The other part, not so much, which is why I chose to talk about that. But that's just the way it is. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Get some music going.